I'm Elijah,
And I'm Isaiah.
and we're your anchors for Tuesday, December 4th.
Please stand for the pledge.
Today is National Sock Day.
Your lunch options for today will include chicken smackers, cheese nuts, mozzarella cheese sticks, big uncrustable, and chicken patties.
Our sides today are green beans and a fresh veggie tray.
In national news, the New York City Police Department helped this couple find their ring after it fell in a grate, but once the NYPD found the ring, they had to go to the internet to find the couple who it belonged to. Luckily, we live in the age of the internet and they were able to close the case in one day.
CNN say the nomination announcement for the Grammys is postponed because of George Bush's death. The nominations will now be announced on Friday.
A judge ruled that a Anderson, Indiana woman can't keep miniature pigs as pets anymore. The judge considered the animal as livestock, which is against city laws. The woman said she did not think of them as livestock.
BTV would like to apologize for the showing of the wrong picture of President H.W. Bush yesterday when announcing his death. The correct one is what you see now.
Now to Taj with the sports and weather.
Thank you, anchors. Last night, our 8th grade boys basketball won against Fall Creek Valley in the Marion County tournament and brought home the championship with a no-bitter victory. The final score was 48-46. Congratulations to the entire team who gave us an exciting game. LC plays LN in boys basketball tomorrow. Today is the last day to purchase pre-sale tickets at lunch. Pre-sale tickets cost $6. Tickets at the gate tomorrow night are $10. Both LC and LN are ranked in the state. Wrestling conditioning is on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, so you can still join the team if you are coming to this conditioning this week. Winter cheerleading tryouts are next week. Girls basketball tryouts are also next week. Today will be a high of 35 degrees and a low of 26 degrees, along with an 80% chance of snow and a 10% chance to rain. Now back to our anchors.
Thanks, Taj.
Any 7th grader interested in the 8th grade annual trip to Washington, D.C. should have their parents attend an informational meeting on Monday, December 10th at 6 p.m. in the LGI room. Please enter through door 14. Please have your parents plan now to attend. If they are unable to make this meeting, see Ms. Sims. This is the time to start planning for next year's trip.
There's a jazz band concert tomorrow night at 7 at LC.
Students, first semester finals are coming. Make sure to stay focused so you can do well.
Tomorrow will be another second step lesson during an extended college prep period.
7th graders, if you have not done so, please turn in your field trip form and $5 to your social studies teacher as soon as possible.
The celebrity birthday for today is Jay-Z, who is a rapper.
Our random fact of the day is it is possible to see rainbows at night.
Now to Mr. Harshaw with the rest of your morning announcements.
Have a great day, Bruins.
Good morning, Bruins. Just want to take a quick second to congratulate our 8th grade boys. I know it was already mentioned. What a great job they did last night in the Marion County Championship of the tournament, Marion County Tournament Championship against Fall Creek Valley. What an exciting game. So happy that we came out with the win. But as principal, I'm also extremely proud of the sportsmanship and the character and the grit and the determination that I saw in our team last night. So a big congratulations to Mr. Connors and the coaches and all of the players. I know you've been working super hard, and it was really great to see you get that championship last night. Congratulations. Today we are going to go into part of our video with Mr. Smith and Mr. Bergman. Yesterday they talked about some important rules here at Belzer and answered some of those questions that students answered on that survey and tried to give some students some explanation and an understanding of why we have some of those rules. We're going to continue with about a 7-minute video clip this morning as we continue to reinforce some of those expectations here in the building. So please stay tuned, and teachers, make sure that students are listening attentively to the video here from Mr. Smith and Mr. Bergman. Thanks, and have a great day.
Going to continue. Mr. Bergman, would you like to take the next one?
Absolutely. So the next one is, it's okay to wear a heavy coat or blanket in school. That is false, and about 85% of you got that correct. Now that it's getting cold outside, we're seeing more students wanting to wear their coats during the day or have a blanket with them because they used it on the bus or at the bus stop. Students, please understand that heavy coats and blankets are against the dress code. So if you obviously you need to wear a coat to school now it's getting cold outside, but you need to go to your locker and put that coat up for the day and leave it in there for the day. And the same with the blankets as well. We should not see those in the hallways or in the classroom. So make sure that you're putting those away. I've heard from some students, they say, Mr. Bergman, I don't remember my locker combination, I don't use my locker. It's time to know that, okay? Your locker number and your locker combination are posted on your Skyward profile. You can look on there to look that up, practice that combination. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. You can ask a teacher for help as well, especially your college prep teacher. But it's the time of the year where you need to be using that locker on a regular basis and making sure that we're putting up those coats, those blankets, and definitely those phones too. Those should be put up every single day.
Next question, which it is against school rules for students to use their cell phones to record anything while in school. And the answer to that question is true. 78% of you got that correct. It is against school rules for you to have your cell phones out, period, during the school day, because technically the handbook states that your cell phone should be placed in your locker when you arrive to school. Shouldn't be in your book bag, shouldn't be in your purse, shouldn't be in your back pocket. All cell phones should be placed in your locker once you arrive to school. They're not to be out during the school day period. That includes the classroom, the hallways during passing periods, lunchtime. They're not to be out at all. You definitely cannot record anybody using your cell phone while you're here at school. So cell phones should be placed in your locker once you arrive in the morning time.
Next one, headphones can be worn in the hallways during the school day. That, of course, is false as well. That's a safety issue. You need to be able to hear in the hallway, and you're going to be addressed by teachers, administration, or other staff members and ask you to remove those headphones. And usually those are attached to a phone, which needs to be in your locker anyway. So there's no reason to have headphones on in the hallways when you're here at Belzer.
Next question. Head coverings, including caps, hoods, cones, bandanas, scarves, and hats, are not allowed to be worn in the school building. The answer to this is true, and 82% of you got this correct. Part of this is because of safety issues. We have to be able to see everybody's face clearly to make sure that we only have Belzer students inside Belzer and we don't have any intruders trying to sneak in during the course of the day. So it helps us to identify you as being a Belzer student during the course of the day. So we ask you not to wear those type of things while at school.
Okay, next question, there was a little bit of confusion on. Says since it is so cold outside, students arriving early to school may wait in the building in the morning. About 67% of you answered this correctly. So about 30% of you did not. It's false. Students, if you arrive before school starts, there's no one inside the building to supervise you, and we do not open the doors until 8:30. So you will have to wait outside in the cold if you arrive early. I know sometimes students say, but my mom or dad drops me off 35 minutes before school starts. I apologize, but there is no supervision for you. School does not start, and the doors are not open until 8:30, and that is the soonest that students can enter the building.
Next question was also a little bit tricky. It said, if needed, the nurse will supply students with cough drops, lotion, Tylenol, or chapstick. The correct answer is false. And like I said, it's about 50-50 on the amount of students who got this correct. At the beginning of the school year, you should have received a nurse's clinic slip, and you take them to your parents, and they had to sign it giving the nurse permission to treat you in case she did have to give you something, in case you were feeling bad while you're at school. She cannot pass out chapstick. She cannot supply you with lotion or any of that. She's here to help you when you're feeling bad, but she has to have that permission slip signed from your parents to give her permission to issue anything while you're at school.
Next question is also tied to the nurse in the clinic. It says students must have a pass in order to go to the clinic. And almost all of you got this right. 92% of you had it right that yes, you must have a pass to go to the clinic. The The nurse cannot admit you or see you if you don't have a pass from a teacher or from a staff member that is allowing you to go down there for a medical reason.
Next question. You are considered tardy if your entire body is not in the classroom at the first sound of the late bell. And the answer to this is true, and 85% of you got that correct. We get this question a lot of times in the hallway. Well, my foot was in the door, but I had one leg out. No, your entire body has to be in the door frame of the classroom, inside that classroom, at the first sound of the tardy bell. Not when the tardy bell ends, but at the first sound of the tardy bell. Your whole entire body has to be in the classroom or you're considered tardy.
And just spinning off that a little bit, students, you're given 4 free tardies basically every 9-week period. And not until the 5th tardy do you start to receive consequences. And I would say the mass majority of students at Belzer, that's not a problem for. Looking at our data, most students haven't even used those 4 tardies. There's only really a select few that have really started to rack up tardies. But students understand if you hit 11, you're spending a day in in-school suspension. After that, you'll be placed on a tardy contract. You may lose your passing periods, and or you may be suspended from school. So it's important to get to class on time, and that's for a variety of reasons. But the biggest one is for learning. It's disruptive when you come in late. Most of our teachers have a bell ringer or a do now or some board work as soon as you come in the door. And if you're entering late with the tardy pass on a consistent basis, that's a problem.